Wookie. Wookie.
Someone move this walking carpet. 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 Yeah.
I don't know. I was going faster.
I think you just nailed it right at the end there. That was good.
Welcome everybody to the Star Wars edition of the Something Random Media podcast, where sometimes we talk about television, sometimes we talk about film, but we always talk about something random. My name is Charles Kelly, as always. To my right, we've got Karl Pfeiffer of Karl Pfeiffer Photography. To my left, we've got the guy who almost ruined Star Wars for us, Mikeal Macbeth. Mikeal Macbeth, how does it feel to come into the theater 2 minutes before the movie starts on the opening day of Star Wars?
It felt great because we had reserved seats, man.
Touche. However, we're all super anxious, but Michael's not gonna show up. Oh God. Okay, what are we gonna do?
Where are you?
Can we leave the tickets? Can we leave
We're
it?
just can you talk to the person?
They called me 7 times.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Michael, where are you?
We were scared.
Oh, I'm on my way. We were thinking that you may have shown up at the wrong theater.
Yeah, that was the last thought
We're
we
like, oh,
discussed
gosh.
as we saw you walk past the windows.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're not watching this in Boulder?
Well, there's another Cinemark
snap.
in the Foco.
Yeah, there's 2 now.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. So Star Wars,
Yes.
finally. So we just saw it. All we've done between seeing it is set this all up. So we haven't discussed it yet.
At all.
And we're still going to hold off a little bit.
Yeah, just a little
And
bit.
just briefly, where are you guys at? Coming into Star Wars, original trilogy, where are you guys at with it? Lovers, haters, fighters?
As you can see, as a Star Wars fan,
He's taking
I'm
his
wearing
clothes off.
my let's remove some of the clothing here. Get a little sexy. I am wearing my Red 5 shirt. Of course, I'm a freaking Star Wars fan. I absolutely adore the series. I've seen all the films so many times. I've read a lot of the extended universe, which doesn't really count anymore, but that's okay. That's fine with me.
I think growing up, I was a little late on the train, but my family, we rented.
Kind of like you almost were for the showing today.
Oh, burn! Oh,
lightsaber burn. Okay. Yeah. So
maybe we should train you to show up on time. Get it?
Pun.
But anyways, we rented. We rented The Empire Strikes Back, I believe, first, and we were very confused.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a Empire Strikes Back late pun right now. That's all I'm doing right now in my brain.
That's all right.
Oh my gosh.
That's okay.
Halfway through this podcast, you're just going to shout something. I got it.
Since that point, I've become a relatively intense fan. I had a bunch of Legos. I very much enjoyed the themes, and I got some magazines at one point. I can't remember.
But none of those things actually have anything to do with Star Wars. He got Legos at one point.
He just had Legos. He likes magazines.
It was like a GQ and a Cosmopolitan. That's what he got.
Well, if those things make you a Star Wars fan, I played with Legos, and occasionally I have a magazine subscription. I wrote for a magazine once.
Yeah.
Super fan of
Karl
Star Wars.
Karl is famous, guys.
Yeah.
He keeps reminding us that every once in a while.
No, you can write for a magazine and not be famous. My point is I'm a super Star Wars fan.
For
So
a
I
Star
didn't
Wars
just read magazines. No, you're the joke that we were just.
Joke Ruin or Charles Kelly? Hi everybody. I suck at jokes. How are you doing today? I'm wearing pants. Sometimes. My
We make
jacket's
him
ripped.
for the podcast.
I know, it's really unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So new trilogy, not new trilogy, prequel trilogy.
The new trilogy, not the new. We're at new. We're not at new yet. So,
GNU trilogy. The
GNU trilogy.
GNU.
It came out when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
The GNU trilogy came out when we were kids.
Which is an important fact to consider, honestly, in our memory and treatment of it.
As a kid, I really enjoyed them.
Mm-hmm.
I felt, it was really awesome going to see Star Wars with my dad when I was a kid, because that's something that he did with his dad. So that was an awesome experience. Looking back at the films, we can always talk about how crappy the prequels were, but they weren't that bad. I mean, there's some moments like they've just did the decrapify on YouTube where they cut out like 15 minutes.
You were telling me about that earlier today. That sounds like something worth looking into.
Twilight-style romance.
They cut out some just a couple scenes here and there, about 15 minutes.
It wasn't a Twilight-style romance.
Like that big field of.
Have you ever
flowers
watched Twilight or read Twilight?
No.
Yeah, because obviously you don't know what a Twilight-style romance is. I'm like, there needs to be a third person in the romance.
R2D2.
But Darth Vader.
And C-3PO. That's like the four. That's the foursome.
That's why everyone hates the prequel trilogies, because they just got really weird.
Yeah. got a little sexy there.
I just watched them 2 days ago. I don't remember that subplot, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to revisit.
That was in the
just to
unrated
see.
version.
Oh, that
Me
was why.
personally, with the prequels, I was okay with Phantom Menace when I watched that as a kid. I very much enjoyed it, and then George Lucas started kind of doing his thing, and I got a little confused because
It was a very complicated plot.
wow. I can't get away with anything tonight.
No,
Sorry,
why
why are you confused?
I was confused by the inconsistencies.
Because the actor in the first movie was a little boy, and then he was this larger man.
I'm gonna
hardest
throw
time
something
tonight.
at your face.
And then in the later movies, he's got a mask on. And he's another different guy.
The worst part about that whole
And
thing,
somebody
he has
else's
the
voice.
same name as the guy from the first trilogy. So hard to understand why he was named the same. Michael, come back. Wait, hold on.
It was
Force
confusing.
pull.
We get that.
Yeah. So we used our powers to bring Michael Macbeth back to the table.
Very nice. Sith happens, right? He had a T-shirt at one
Go,
point.
go.
Sith happens. No, I was just gonna say that the miscontinuities, the fact that Yoda became a CGI character really bugged the crap out of me.
Yeah.
And other things like that. That they were driving around in some sort of convertible speeder. And I was like, where is that technology in the?
Well, if you'd watched the fourth
Other
one
ones.
instead of jumping straight into Empire, he has a convertible speeder, so that might have helped.
It's actually
actually-
fun fact. It was a BMW.
It was a Beamer.
Like what?
It was actually the first Beamer off the line.
Yeah, exactly. That was the Star Trek vehicle,
All
guys.
right.
Long
That's
time
fair.
ago in a Beamer far,
Long
far away.
Time ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but what about you, Carl? We haven't heard yours.
No, you haven't.
We
I was
haven't
curious.
shit on your dreams yet.
That's all right. Well, that's day to day. So,
It's outside of the podcast.
yeah, this is where I come to feel safe. Yeah, so I'm not like a big space epic guy. Like that's not really my thing. But I grew up with it. I remember watching New Hope, not Empire, for the first time, and wanting to.
See, we're
the
still
stormtroopers.
doing burns on me.
Oh yeah, it doesn't stop. So I remember watching the stormtroopers in the first 10 minutes, because in the first 10 minutes of that one, the stormtroopers come out, Michael, and I wanted them to be the good guys because I thought they looked cool, and it just like I was a little kid. But the prequels I just rewatched, and I think watching this week I watched all 6, and rewatching them, I think I realized that I haven't seen them in about 15 years, which is been a long time, but I still remember them very well. They become part of this cultural.
Yeah, I mean, like you were just talking to me earlier today about how you remember every single line. You haven't seen it for so long, and that's because every single line has become a meme of some sort, or it's been a part of our society that we just remember everything.
Yeah, I think I only saw episode 3 once until yesterday, and I could quote parts along with it, And honestly, like I love the story. It's a great story. There's some serious CGI problems in the prequel trilogy at this point. But going back, I agree. Like Phantom Menace had some big issues, but like pod racing was super fun.
Yeah.
The Duel of the Fates was super fun.
Most
like
definitely.
it was not that bad of a movie.
I would consider, out of all the films, the fight scene in episode 1, the lightsaber fight is the best lightsaber fight of the entire series.
Absolutely.
So it was good.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to knock on that.
Yeah.
So I think that they're good, and then it just downhill slide into bad acting, really bad writing. But
Bad acting because of bad writing.
Yep. And then, but I like the transition. I like the Obi-Wan Darth Vader battle going into episode 4 then.
Yeah.
So here we are, for those who are still watching at this point who haven't seen The Force Awakens yet, we're going to do a quick couple sentence review without spoilers, and then we're going to hit the spoiler section. So we'll tell you when.
We will
But
announce it.
now that
and
we're
maybe
here,
have a graphic.
episode 7,
No graphics.
spoiler 3,
Too much time.
spoiler-free thoughts.
Okay, so Michael, go.
Okay, so again with continuity, that's very important to me, and it reminds me a little bit of Toy Story 3, in the sense that don't wait for it. Let me actually explain it. In the sense,
I haven't seen Toy Story 3, so you got like 2 spoiler lines to walk right now.
In the sense that you've got a new generation of artists and creators making this film. And with Toy Story 3, for instance, they have all this new technology in the animation realm that they could use, but they decided to actually limit the characters' facial movements to the same point that they were in the original films. So they wouldn't change the characters and how you remembered them and who they were, even though it was a new adventure. And they did have new technology at their disposal.
Yeah, the CGI Han Solo was a little weird.
Yeah, that was
where they brought in young Han Solo. It was the
young
same.
Han Solo
yeah.
CGI.
So
that's a whole other discussion entirely. Tron.
Yeah.
Or Terminator.
Oh,
or Trominator.
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 I'd give it
Yeah,
a
but
shot.
I thought that they had a very good balance of throwback concepts and ships and characters and devices.
Which it really looked that way from the trailer. I think that's one part of the reason there was so much hype was because you had the prequel trilogy, which is just like colors and lights and CGI everywhere, and then you have the original trilogy, which is just that like gritty, handmade, scrappy Star Wars, and this was that blend of both.
I agree.
Really nicely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Perfect.
Because
And they used just like practical effects wherever they possibly could, which was really, really awesome.
But just enough CGI that you might notice it, but it felt almost more like an homage when they did to tie it all together.
absolutely.
Awesome, Carl.
I liked it. I love the characters. Great characters. Filmed gorgeously. Here and there are some pacing problems. It gets into spoiler territory, but and I think what I loved most about it is that I think I will love the next one or two more.
Yeah. Yep.
It felt like a lot of setup. They had to get a lot out of their system. Like, hey, we're alluding to the original trilogy now, and here's a throwback, and here's another throwback, and here's an object you saw. I'm kind of excited to get that out of the way now that we've had it.
Yep.
But that didn't detract from the movie either.
Right.
So, but it was pretty damn good. I
Right.
think that's probably what I'd say.
Pretty darn good.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was enjoyable, minus a couple like weird things, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But it feels like they had these chains like wrapped around Star Wars, and with the extended universe, everything like that, they had all these different plot lines that they needed to address, and all this stuff that they needed to bring up. And with this movie, it was just like, all right, we had all those plot lines that we just need to take care of. Now we can make our own story. They threw back to the old story, and now they can do their own thing. And yeah,
Which is why J.J. Abrams, I think, is probably the man for it. 'Cause it's kind of what he did with Star Trek,
And it's really exciting that the director of Looper is doing the second one.
Can I not talk about that enough? Ryan Johnson is writing and directing the second one. Looper director,
that's
Brothers
gonna be
Bloom,
fantastic.
Brick. I've been watching like his stuff since Brick came out. Like that dude's awesome. And a couple Breaking Bad episodes. Yeah, he's.
But all right, now we're gonna get into spoilers.
All right,
we're gonna give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Spoilerville,
Yeah,
where this happy and we talk about specifics.
That's the spoiler song.
Yeah, it was Dr. Seuss's spoiler song. It's a really
Obscure thing.
obscure
that nobody
book. Yeah.
knows. Okay, the Dr. Seuss spoiler book. Or you're just making shit up. Okay.
If they start to tell bad jokes, I'm going to just be this is why I have R2D2 is so that I can just go into sleep mode in the middle of the story.
I get it. That's like a specific
That's
spoilery point.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
So thanks.
So CJ, I think most recently you were just trying to talk around some stuff. So now that we're in Spoilerville, talk more specifically about those. What threw you specifically in the movie?
I think the best part of the movie and the worst part of the movie were Han Solo and Chewbacca. Best and the worst. The best being like that scene where they come back to the Millennium Falcon, closer to the beginning. It's just like this really like great nostalgic feel for them and for us as well because we just got there ourselves. And then spoilers, when Han Solo died and Chewie's like, bah! Like it was just like Chewbacca face like, bah! And it was like, no, sorry. Took me out of the freaking moment. I was so upset about it.
I kind of laughed a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was sad about that because it's like Han Solo just freaking died. But
Which did you guys see coming?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh, yeah.
How early on did you see it coming? Like halfway through the movie, the start of the movie, trailers?
Probably...
Trailers.
Trailers.
Okay, yeah.
It's like it's more of the fact that it's Harrison Ford. He's not always. He's always talked about pushing himself forward and doing new projects. This was kind of like him going like, all right, cool,
His
I'll be a part of
last
this
kind of
hurrah. Yeah. And it was just really nice to see him in there. But I knew he was going to be the one who died.
Yeah.
Probably-
Obviously.
He was
Probably
holding
when
it back
he
a
had
little
his
bit.
goodbye moment with Carrie Fisher's when I saw it coming.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, they
So-
wouldn't have this specific.
It's like in
of a
Walking
goodbye.
Dead. Every time you're like, wow, things just got really happy between them. Oh, so it's
So to talk about that, Kylo Ren, really Kylo Skywalker, Kai, Han Solo, Kylo. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, oh, that was like obvious to me when they announced his name. I was like,
Yeah.
all
I
right,
didn't-
he's
I
He's
did
Leia
not
and Han Solo's
even
son.
realize that.
yeah.
That's wow. Yeah, it's
But
sharp.
but Han kept calling him Ren. So who?
No, he called him
Dave?
no because he has the Knights of Ren.
Ben.
He called him Ben.
Yeah,
He called him Ben, which
Yeah.
is his
Where did I
name.
get David from?
So
Jeff.
so Kylo.
Jeff Skywalker. Hey, I'm Jeff.
Jeff Skywalker Solo.
So was it? Was
Hyphenated.
it was it
Kylo
kind of-
picked his own name though.
Yeah, no, he picked his own name.
That's weird.
But
That he would pick that
Well, he picked
combination.
He picked a dark side.
was
name.
it? But was it kind of strange
is
that
that
they
what you mean?
cast Andy Samberg in that role?
I was, for most
It's-
of my life, ever since he was on SNL, I wondered what Andy Samberg would be like as a Sith Lord.
I
And
know.
now,
it was just
now
so
I
funny.
know.
It was just so funny, like when he first took off the mask. It was like this really serious moment, and then it was just like Andy Samberg face, like
Yeah.
So
Well,
true.
and honestly, I
like
was trying.
He just jizzed in his pants.
I heard
It
you
was-
guys. I heard you guys chuckling about it down the row. The rest of the theater sounded pretty quiet, and so the whole rest of the movie, every time I saw him without the mask,
It
like
just, except for the end. The end was really cool. Like when he was like in the snow, like super drenched. He looked really awesome. And
Yeah.
I think part of what threw me though is that, like, I loved his voice. By the way, when he was wearing the mask, like, I liked it. It was they did good with
like a
that.
very like Darth Vader-y, but not.
Yeah, exactly. It was a nice blend, and I like the way he spoke and all that. It seems like a small thing, but
Sorry, what'd you say? Because I can with the mask. Yeah.
God, I just keep getting.
It's okay,
But he doesn't look like the offspring of Han and Leia from circa's 70s or whatever. Like two very attractive actors of their time, and he just like he doesn't look like.
Where did that nose come from?
Yeah, just his whole face, which like I'm driver whatever, but yeah, he just. I think I was more surprised because I was just like, that doesn't look like the son
Maybe
of
he got
Han
some
and
like
Leia.
space age plastic surgery to further himself from his parents.
All right. Maybe that'll be one of those anthology movies they just sneak in between all of them.
Just it's like 2 hours.
Retrieving the
of,
plans
like,
from the Death Star.
Yep.
Plastic surgery on Kylo Ren.
It's just like it's just the surgery. It's just like
It's 2.5 hours of like surgery, facial
like those
reconstruction surgery.
cutscenes from Nip Cut, or just that the entire time.
What's the opposite of rhinoplasty? Because that's
Hippopotamoplasty.
yes. So, anyways,
Smush cat face
that's
to
kind
plasty?
of a nice segue. I wanted to talk about the dialogue. I loved the dialogue and the little bits of humor and how.
The little bits.
Okay, sorry. I was
Is it a little
being
bits
modest
joke?
about
What
it,
is
but
No. It's not. Michael has a small penis joke. I'm sorry, Carl. That's not where I was going. I was making a joke about there was a little bit of humor. No, like 90% of the movie was comedy.
it's true. They did play
But it
up the
wasn't
comedy.
like shit comedy, like
It was funny.
like
it was
this,
good.
like Attack of the Clones comedy.
Right, exactly. And they modernized the dialog
Mm-hmm.
It really did feel like, other than when he said "droid, please." That's about it.
Droid, please.
Droid, please.
Subtle enough. It was all right though. Droid, please.
When you say
but
so.
when BB-8 kind of gave him the middle finger, it was like,
I thought it was a thumbs up, but I like your interpretation better.
That's
He's
how I
like,
felt it.
thumbs up. And he's like,
With fire.
yeah.
yeah.
So
yeah. I wish I could do that.
I felt the humor got a little bit much in parts. Like the scene where Kylo Ren's just like cutting shit up, and then there's the two stormtroopers are like, let's just head this way.
Yeah.
It was just like it took you out of those moments where it was fine, but it was a bit much at times.
It's 50-50. One half, like, I'm glad that it was. Well, one half it was kind of original trilogy, like afraid to commit, or I'm sorry, prequel trilogy, afraid to commit to like intense scenes. They're like, oh, it's a family movie. We have to lighten these moments up with comedy, and that just sort of bummed me out because I'm like that never happened in the original trilogy. Like they were happy to go down those paths, but it's also one of those things that I think they're gonna start to leave that behind. I hope in the next movie.
Yeah, I would.
So I think that's another one of those
Well,
like
that was the
it
thing.
worked,
Kind of
it was
a
okay.
reverse
I'm
at
excited
Avengers.
for episode 8. You know.
Well, it's like Harry Potter or the original Star Wars trilogy where it kind of grew with the audience. I think that I agree.
Well, and
with
I
you.
think that's what annoys me a little is it's growing backwards. Like it's getting younger and younger and younger.
Well, I mean, you talk about
And
like
it took a
the
step
Clone
older, but I'm
Wars
just-
show and stuff
Star
like that.
Wars babies.
Yes.
hashtag
I'm with you.
prequel trilogy. You know, yeah.
Oh snap! But
Yeah.
no, along those lines, I also loved the. Okay, I didn't love the character choice that what's his face Kylo.
Jeff Kenobi.
Jeff Kenobi through tantrums with his lightsaber. That was a little much for me. That
I thought
they
it
kept that
worked though,
going.
because maybe I'm just comparing from watching Attack of the Clones yesterday or Revenge of the Sith or whatever. But you have like Anakin
of the
Skywalker's like, and you're just like, what is this stupid teenage drama I'm watching? And then you had this one where I'm like, yeah, he's throwing a fit, but like, I don't know,
He's
like it was
extremely
okay.
powerful
I was
at the
like,
same time,
it's believable, and like it. I think it just worked a lot better in this one, so I didn't mind it as much. But maybe I was comparing to
Right.
the
Yeah.
bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're kind of there. Where do you guys think this is gonna go?
I think it's got a really good direction ahead of it. They've still got some Mark Hamill stuff to explain and to
I
play
was
with.
preparing the entire movie for a joke that episode 8 would be the search for Spock or Luke, and then the search for Luke was like a 2-minute plot point. That's one of my only problems with the movie was like the end felt so rushed that I couldn't appreciate the reveal.
Most definitely.
Also,
It
can we
just
talk
didn't
about
Oh, the map,
how,
it's complete.
how awkward that last scene was where she's like holding the lightsaber and Luke's just like
It was a bad edit.
I could not handle
for
it.
like 2 minutes.
Wait,
And-
is he trying to stab
And
him
Mark
with it,
Hamill's
or-
facial expressions, it's like he was acting just run it through the mill, we'll pick one. And then they were just like, we're just going to like use half of them because he's just like, he's like acting with his eyebrows like Jared Padalecki in Supernatural. And he's just like, I'm torn because you're my daughter. Oh.
Emotion are you trying to express?
Wait.
Are you constipated?
She's
you
like,
need to poop, old man.
Is that my lightsaber?
I don't want to go back to the fight, but also you're my daughter, even though no one's actually said it yet, but everyone knows it.
It's
Totally is.
Nope.
Totally is.
I agree with Carl.
Oh my gosh. Cousin versus cousin fighting,
I
and
could see
they
that.
didn't. The reason they didn't kill
I am your nephew.
Adam Driver, or whatever, was because they need more of that like sibling fight to carry through. It's totally.
Here's
Because of
That's
the
she's
repeat
flashing
themes.
back to like his life with the lightsaber. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe did you guys pick up on this? Because
No,
it felt obvious to me.
Well,
You
I
guys-
know.
I very much did.
I agree and I disagree. I personally feel that the story is going in a slightly different direction. They mentioned how Adam Driver's Kylo Ren has a affinity towards the light.
right, which I like.
I feel like it's going to be his redemption and the fall of Rey is going to be the story where she becomes a Sith, and you can see it. You can see it in the movie poster specifically. How she's really kind of like in between the good and the bad in the movie posters. Every single poster, she's right in the middle. I really, truly.
She's also the main character, though.
Yeah, I agree, but trust me on this. Just take a look at the posters. You'll
Yeah.
just see kind of that.
Well, I like that you've taken it to an analysis of the posters. I
Yeah.
like that. That's how you're doing your
And
interpretation.
that's knowing J.J. Abrams. He is a little kind of like obvious with some of the things that he does. but he still makes a twist. And what he does, he makes you feel like it's going to go one way, but it's going to go a different way. And I feel like just with those few lines, he's like, I still feel the light. Those kind of things really makes me feel like he's going to become a good character and have like kind of a redemption story, and she's going to become the Sith.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that she's not Luke's son.
No.
Daughter. She's definitely not Luke's
She's
son.
not Luke's son. My bad.
Unless that's again,
It's
that
another
like
space
direction
age
that we're not
surgery that they
expecting.
can get really
Right.
easily.
Oh, her name is Ray. R-A-Y. Like Raymond.
Raymond
Ray
Stantz.
Romano. It's Ray
It's
Romano.
crossing over
Like the
with
next
Ghostbusters.
episode, it's like, oh,
Yes.
Deborah, kids.
That
no.
would be amazing. Anyways.
No, I'm curious to see where it goes, just because it's becoming a narrative about the Force balancing out and these families, and that's the other thing is like I think it's going that way because I haven't read the books, but I feel like the books are all about Han, Leia, and Luke's kids, and it sounds like a weird situation,
Like in some of the stories, yeah.
right? But it's also like the whole series has been about the family lineage so far, and then it's about how the Force balances out around that. So I'm curious right now. We've got the bad guys and the good guys are playing on the seesaw. It's going back and forth, and I'm just.
Well, here was another.
This feels like a real final sort of wrapping up push that we're doing right now. This
Right.
doesn't feel like we're gonna get episode 21 for our great grandkids.
I would hope not, but
Yeah.
I do feel like there's another plot line where they could take it, because in a lot of the stories, like there was the good, the light side and the dark side. That doesn't necessarily mean good and bad. I think they
Right.
can really play with that.
I hope they do, because I love that stuff.
Yeah, where and that's another like one of the things that J.J. Abrams tries to do is there's good and bad and there's bad and good, where they could really make that apparent, where they in the end they're fighting together. Could be like a good plot line.
I hope so,
And
because
I
that's
think this
my
generation-
stuff.
Okay, so that are we
What
in?
on earth was going on there?
It was actually Matthew McConaughey doing his.
Yeah,
that was
with you there.
that was so confusing to
I
me. But
it was-
I'm easily confused by
Yeah.
Star Wars stories.
That's true. who are anybody? Yeah.
I thought Ray was a dude until
Apparently,
halfway
yeah. I thought it was Luke's son. I'm so confused how that could not be possible. CJ keeps saying.
We weren't watching Star Trek.
Yeah, that's CJ's. I'm the only one who knows what's going on. So
Which one is Star Wars?
So on that note,
I think that's the note. Are you guys, as we wrap up, are you guys gonna go back and see it again in theaters? Or are you
I'll
gonna
probably
wait?
watch it by the end of the weekend.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
My
Michael?
gosh. I don't know if I have time, but I'll definitely try.
I feel like it's pretty much
I would
all in my
enjoy
head,
watching it again.
and I feel like it was relatively like I could kind of see where it was going, so I don't feel like I need to see it again. And I don't, but if the opportunity takes me, I might. But I'm definitely super, super pumped for the next one.
Actually, both of the next ones. So
Probably both,
Episode
yeah.
8 and the spinoff.
Yeah, the Rogue Squadron
Rogue One?
Rogue One, yeah.
Yeah, Rogue One.
That one could be really cool.
Yeah.
Man.
You heard about
I
Rogue
haven't
One?
heard about Rogue One.
It's the story of how they got the plans, the Death Star plans from the original movie.
The one you didn't,
Nice.
the episode you
A
didn't watch.
Star Wars
first.
episode 1.5 or
It's episode
5
three,
and a half,
3.5.
4.5, something.
It'll
Three
be
and a
episode,
half.
It'll be episode 3.7, 3.9.
Yeah,
It
like
happened
right before.
3.9, yeah.
Yep. It looks cool. I hope it
got
has the
Adam
same
Nicholson.
heart. I feel like they've got an uphill
Alan
battle.
Tudyk is in it. They got a brilliant cast.
The cast is cool. I just hope that they get the audience hype when you don't have those recurring characters that everyone kind of starts to love. So
Right.
we'll see. But this
Who do you think-
franchise
Who do you
just
think the
blew
characters
up,
are going to be episode 9? Is it going to be like Yoda comes back and he's like, guess what, everybody? I'm Yoda and I'm back from the dead.
If it's a puppet, go nuts.
Dead from the back, am I?
You have to go into
I'm not fluent on my Yoda yet.
you have to
Dead
go
from the
in,
back, am I?
you have to
That's
go into
definitely-
exile on Tatooine, and Yoda will just come back and train you, because apparently that's what happens with Qui-Gon Jinn at the end of the third movie.
Yeah.
Just go
Do you
talk to Obi-Wan
so-
so he's not lonely.
The other
He's
thing
learned
is
how
at
to
the-
commune with the Force.
At the end of episode 9, I'm
immortal
waiting
now.
to see like every single dead character from like everything just as ghosts, space ghosts, and just
They
like
kill off everyone, so they all just space ghost at the end.
they fight the space ghosts.
Like big battles happening between
Just like the one
Bluish
last living
ghosts.
person, just like ah,
Ghosts.
just like Voldemort getting attacked at the end of fourth Harry Potter.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. There you have it.
Ghosts.
So yeah, let us know what you guys thought. I'm sure it's all over the interwebs this weekend,
Oh
but
my
we're
gosh.
curious to know specifically.
But try to keep the
some of you guys'
spoilers away
stuff.
from.
Yeah, be nice on Facebook for a week or two.
What was your guys' favorite comedy moment in the thing?
What made me laugh out loud the most?
Oh, you and I both laughed at one a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, it was the Chewbacca getting condescended to.
Oh yeah, no, it's true.
Oh, I'm sure it's.
Oh, that sounds like it was
Very
really
scary.
scary. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was
I'm sure
great.
you
That
did
was
a good
great.
job. That was. I don't know why my heart needed that, but I'm just like watching some figure.
Well, because it was just like Chewbacca
And
was
Chewbacca's
so
just
perfect because he has that like baby
Yeah.
I envision like if Chewbacca was like talking in English, he'd be like, no, everybody, no, let's not go over there.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the big successes of this movie too. Is that as I was rewatching the original trilogy, it was just like, God, R2 is one of the best characters, and all he does is blips and bloops the whole movie. Like he's
BB-8?
cussing everywhere.
BB-8 was voiced by Bill Hader. That's awesome. That's so random and cool.
So if they
So
pull a special edition version of this movie, is it gonna be like BB-8 is actually a CGI him like replacing the droid? You know, like
No.
like what Lucas did with
Probably not.
with Jabba the Hutt in episode 4.
oh.
Yeah, when they had the exact same conversation. So that was the first time I got to watch the extended editions ever. And literally I was like, did they just have the same exact conversation that Han just had with Greedo inside? Yes. Point for
Literally,
point.
like almost
Literally.
word for word.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
weird.
it was so pointless.
Just stupid as
Well, they
shit.
filmed it because they were like trying to add Jabba in the original one, but
I get it. It was a bad idea.
It was
but,
bad.
you
Which-
know,
well, all of that was kind of a bad idea.
It
but
was.
I can.
once in a rare while it works.
The part of Force Awakens that I laughed at the most, though, was probably not intentional comedy. It was the fact that they were really trying to drive the point home that this was a strong female lead. Like, don't hold my hand. Don't hold my hand. I'm fine on my own. Like,
I liked it.
no, it was
great.
It was. I just felt like it was.
Feminism, power.
Feminism.
Did I say that I have a
Fist
problem
bump.
with that?
Yes.
No. I just thought they were a little.
How dare they try to have a powerful female character in a story?
I can't win tonight, you
It's
guys.
getting awkward now. No, it was overt.
I was very
I know what you
glad
mean.
that the leading lady was.
It was really overt, but
was the way
something
she
had to
was.
balance out Jurassic Park. I can't go in heels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think they needed to, but it was still a little obnoxious that they had to drive the point home so
Well,
much.
that's what happens when
You
the
let your
men
heart
have
win.
been reigning for thousands of years. You have to get overt in a movie once in a while. And I actually believe that.
Okay.
So, Black Stormtrooper? Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Black Stormtrooper?
I wasn't
Droid,
expecting
please.
that. I thought that he was posing as a stormtrooper the whole way through the trailer, and I was like, why is everyone freaking out? And then I was sitting there watching the first 10 minutes, and I was like,
Yeah,
he was actually a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
and I oh my gosh, that was such a brilliant move to take a character that we all know, a series of characters like mass
Who are we talking about?
stormtroopers.
Stormtrooper
I'm talking
What
about
is a Stormtrooper?
characters.
So I'm talking about the idea of stormtroopers and the fact that we were just so used to it, and they were even in the prequels. Sorry, even in the prequels, they were something that was there in the Clone Wars, and you could see like, oh, these clones are gonna eventually become stormtroopers
Right.
later on. But the fact that they humanized those characters so much more, which that's why I disagree with that comedy moment with the stormtroopers like walking down the hall and then like, oh no, we're backing up. It is a new generation of stormtroopers, and they made that clear. And
Keep going. Keep talking.
for those of you listening, we are now all holding hands, kumbaya style, and CJ's trying to
I'm lonely.
cop a feel here.
So I think that's all great stuff. This is going to be the third time I'm going to try to wrap up this podcast now. If you guys want to let
so
us know
much
your
stuff.
thoughts without comments on
Yeah,
Facebook, we'd
yeah.
love to hear
Just let us know on the Facebooks, on the YouTubes,
on the interwebs.
on the iTunes, on
Send your thoughts down the pipes of the interwebs.
our email. We can send it to our actual mail. You can send it via fax. You can send it
Via
text.
cat.
via carrier pigeon. You can send it via
Smoke signal.
Yeah,
Did you use smoke signals?
Smoke signals.
Yeah.
Corgi Express. You can submit it via FedEx, via UPS.
What about those the writing in the sky with airplanes? You know.
Yeah, air writing.
I lost it when I actually started to listen to what you were saying.
All right. So, anyways,
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for listening. As always, this is Something
Bye-bye.
Media podcast. No, shut up. As always, this is Carl. This is Michael. My name is Charles.
And don't forget to be random.
oh yeah.
Carl, you are the fucking worst. It's okay.